Good morning, everyone. So it is March 28th. Yep, 28th. And they're talking about having some back in the 30s. Right now, the lowest they're talking about is maybe 36. Friday, Saturday, somewhere along in there. And so I hadn't been doing a lot of moving anything, and haven't taken any of the trash out from around these plants, but you can see the new growth here on my Yaba Mate. And whenever I bought it some years ago, it was classified as zone 10, but we got down to 23, and by no means is that the coldest it's been in my lifetime down here, but anyway, it's pulled through a 23-degree winter and still growing. And the old kratom here, it was 4 years old. I planted it around this time last year. It was the end of March, 1st of April. There's a video on it I posted last year. But one of the things about kratom out here in the yard is it has a lot of water in the trunk, and so when it freezes, it busts, and that allows the moisture to evaporate from the trunk and bugs to get in and all that. But like I say, this one was 23 also, but you see over here, I can get my camera on it. Where's my hand? Oh, darn it. Anyway, right at the end of my finger there, that little red dot is new bud, and found a couple. I don't know what variety this would be, but those are mulberries coming up. And over here, if I can get on it, that's another bud coming out the side there of the kratom. So while the trunk and all didn't make it, and I didn't figure it would, but it is coming back from the root, and I haven't checked any of the smaller ones. This was right here in the yard where I could take a look at it and see it. Got the door built for this end of the greenhouse, so it's not 140 every time I walk in it, and it does still get quite warm. I have taken some stuff out and cleaned it up and sold some, and moving things around. I have some different turmerics and canis lilies, and these are the older kratums. These are like 2 years old, and they're too big to ship as they are, but this is where I've been getting some out to sell as stumps. And see all the new growth on them. They are really coming out good, and with some of these will be where I start taking my cuttings in a week or two. Mexican petunias, I just moved the water out of here, and so they're kind of knocked down from the water on them. And the salvia, which this is in, that salvia is coming up in the pots that had a hibiscus in them. And I have the sweet potatoes, and the purple petunias. Some more of the Yaba Mates, which I may plant some of these bigger ones in the yard. Forsythia and lemongrass. Peppermint over in there, and more of the white petunia, and a number of other things. The fuzzy thing down there, that's Queen Anne's lace. Fig trees are coming out real well. If it gets down to 36, I'm probably going to have some frost, and I've been thinking about rooting some of the fig trees, and I have the things to do it with, but I don't want to go through all the hassle of trying to root them and get them started and then have a frost that kills my limb that I'm trying to root back. I wanted to get some of these canis lilies and all out of here where I have a little more room to work. I don't want to set them out and end up having them get bit, or definitely don't want to have to move them out and then right back in. I have one, I don't know what color it'll be. It's supposed to have, the foliage is supposed to be black on these, but right now it's not looking that way to me. It may turn black whenever it gets out and gets in more sun. Have some really nice growth coming on the ones that I can still ship up in here. Been eating mulberries regular off of the mulberries there. Miracle fruits are putting on a lot of new growth and some little berries. Got the turmeric down that way. I need to get more of the regular turmeric. More galanga. And I'm probably going to do a little bit more ginger. You can see the new growth coming out all over the place here. More sweet potatoes and the pregnant onions. I meant to show another on the other one where I walked in. There was pregnant onions in there. Had some pretty flowers on them. These don't yet. My rosemary and beautyberry bushes and the camphor tree. And don't see any sign. I've got the ginger and galanga back there and not seeing any sign on it yet of growth. Have a few of the pretty gardenias. I don't know if any of them will flower this year or not. Beans in the pot. I did have some a few gingers starting to sprout. And like I said, that's just the old eating ginger. I don't know how you might be able to eat some of the ones that I got that are to start flowers and all. But that's where everything. Oh, I got one other thing that I'm really proud of, and I hope that I'll have some to make it to maturity this year and get to eat one or two off of my own trees. But these are my pawpaw trees, and they have more. This one has more flowers on it than it's ever had in the past, and has had some fruit on them, but some of the varmints around, the coons, raccoons, or possums, or something, always end up eating them, and I don't get them. They were the biggest last year on this tree that they had ever made it to. They were about the size of a tennis ball whenever something decided they wanted them more than me. And this tree came up from the root of the big one there, and it has the blossoms on it this year. First time it's had blossoms. But that's what's going on for me today, coming on the end of March. Looking at April Fools. Be right around the corner. Wishing everyone a blessed day. Please stay safe. Wash your hands. And please wear a mask. Blessings all.